Right, so welcome to the first web application dev stream. This is where I am building the channel's web application from the ground up, starting from literally no project. So we're going to create the new project and write it from there, basically. So this application is going to be for the channel, and it's going to allow everyone to interact with the channel on various different levels. So you guys will be able to suggest games, suggest topics, vote on games, interact with polls and stuff maybe. Yeah. So we'll just see where it goes as well. So my aim is obviously to do that. I miss programming. I haven't done programming in about a year and a bit. Maybe longer. Yeah, see, it's been that long, I don't even know. So I miss programming. I want to do it. I want to share it with you guys. If I'm going to do something, maybe I'd like to share it with you guys. Maybe inspire some of you to start coding or programming. There is a difference. We'll get onto that soon. Yeah, and just share it with you guys basically, and just have a good time. Share some tech talk, share some, tips, advice, and just knowledge. And yeah, just basically have a good time. Okay, cool. So if you're in the chat, or if you're on the stream, drop a message, say hi, let me know how I'm sounding, how I'm doing, if things are clear or not. Obviously, yeah, this is like a collaboration between us all, really. Any questions or queries, just drop a comment, drop a message in the chat. Yeah, like we're all in it together. It's a learning curve, even for seniors that have spent decades in industry. It's like you're always learning, as you should be in this. I mean, people nowadays don't have a choice with frequent updates to languages and frameworks and stuff. Anyway, so let's get going. So this is a fresh install of Visual Studio 2022 Community Edition. This is the second time I've opened it because I wanted to test out how it the stream setup, but I've only gone onto this screen. So haven't used it before, but in the Visual Studio installer, I have installed a lot of the components that I'm pretty sure we're going to be needing, but adding more components shouldn't be a problem. So I will just be sharing Visual Studio and a web browser that I'll be using. The web browser I'll be using to debug the application. And I'll include that web browser as well when I'm Googling some stuff maybe. Because that's part of the software development is Googling. But yeah, we'll get onto that soon. So let's make the project work. So create a new project. So this is going to be, let's make this bigger. Right, so it's going to be a web application in C#, all platforms. It is going to be MVC.NET web. Okay, cool. So not Blazor, not that, not an API, not that. There's loads of cool stuff to do. This is going to be Model View Controller MVC. So ASP.NET. Oh, hang on. Yeah, so this is what I mean about learning stuff constantly. Is when I learned .NET, it was .NET Core. .NET Core 3. Now we're on 8. So that was 2019. I learned this, 2018. Whatever. That was with C#. I don't know. Could be 8, 7 maybe. C# 11 now. ASP.NET Core Web Application. Model View MVC. But the thing is, I'm not sure if it should be ASP.NET or just .NET. It's been this long. Right, okay, so we've got C#, all platforms, cloud, that's what I want because this will be hosted on Azure. Service, don't know what that is, web, obviously. And if you're not sure if it's one thing, check the rest. See if it's going to be that, process of elimination. But no, so ASP.NET Core Web App Model View Controller, that's the one I want. Right, so this is going to be, does he look niche, pronounced niche, not niche, not niche, not niche, not niche, niche. Okay, so source repos, or do I want it somewhere else? Nah, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it here. Version control, that's a good question. I forgot about that. I will eventually have to set that up. So .NET 8. There's .NET 9 now. Oh no. Oh no. See, this kind of shows how long it's been since I was programming. Is that it was just .NET 8, and that also shows how quickly it moves. They now mention .NET 9. So authentication type, it's easier to build upon an application that's already got it in, rather than starting from scratch and not have any. So I'm going to keep that in, because who knows, maybe you'll be able to get an account. Container support, that's a bit too advanced, because I want to just, I don't want to be learning too much. I don't want to spend so much time into learning more software web development, I just want to chuck down what I know, because I like to think that's enough. Do not use top level statements. I think that's the using. Yeah, there we go. Because there was that. It's been a long time. We'll just go from there. And here we go. Creating project. Oh yeah, I've actually got a decent piece. Well, no, sorry, I got a much more beefier PC now. So development's gonna be a lot better on this. Wow, it's been a while. Okay, without further ado, what do we have? That is always a good idea. Thank goodness I'm not sharing my screen. I'm just sharing ASP.NET documentation. Okay, so I haven't mentioned, because there's a lot of talking, not a lot of programming, I know. But this is all early days, so I'm going to keep that there. So MVC.NET. So this is going to be no fancy front-end framework. It's just going to be straight normal CSS, JavaScript, and not HTML, CSHTML. Sometimes you might think that, sometimes it feels like CSHITML, but skill issue. Anyway, so that's the front end, and then we've got the standard middleware. In terms of data and models, I will be doing Entity Framework. Entity Framework is a code first method or way of doing a database, making a database, interacting with it, but then I think there's less control than stored procedures, which is straight up SQL. But anyway, so back in the day when I was learning web development, a thought-provoking issue was where to start in building the application. Whether do you start from the front, what the user sees, and work through back towards the database? So do you define like what the user makes, what the user does and see and works with, in terms of, say, like, do you make out the fields and the labels for their account? So first name, surname, date of birth, and username, password, and then work your way through then and then make the database? Or then do you start with the database, the back end and stuff? create the table, and then the entities and stuff within the middleware, and then make the front end off that. With now some years of experience, I can easily say the working from the back end first into working from the back to the front works better because it's a lot easier to make the model first and then change the front end to the model rather than the model to the front end. And we'll show you another benefit of that now. Right, let's go. So I want a new class. This class is going to be called game.cs. C# game. So namespace. I did not want namespace. I thought that's the one. So not definition, not whatever it was. It was namespace, and then that. So if I missed that little. Can I get rid of? Not throwing an error. Declare types and namespaces, potential fixes, generate overrides, change namespace, extract. Oh, yeah, okay. Fine. Excuse me, we'll sort that out when we get there. Public class game. So game has something I learned in uni is type prop, and then boom, you get that. But I think sometimes it creates more issues than not. So public class string name. See, yeah, see what I mean? That happens every time. I've done it for years, and it happens every time. Never mind. Why is that red? Why is all that red? That is required. Every game needs. Okay, so that could be red because it's a change, but we don't have source control. Right, I don't want to review. Okie dokie. So every game has a name. What else does every game have? Don't want a description. What I want is genre. Except genre is going to be a class genre, which I think is going to be an enum. Enums. What's areas? Oh. Okay. Right, so areas apparently something to do with auth or whatever. Anyway, so www root is not where the views live. Views live in views. But I want to put enums somewhere. Where do enums go? Areas, controllers, data. Not on data because that's more entity framework, database stuff. Controllers, not an area. Properties. See, I've forgotten what it is. Right, so in this is the project. Yeah, project. I want to create a new folder. But what would it be called? Enums. Then enums. Like, what could that go in? Just start with a new folder, enums, and go from there. Add folder enums. New. Add class or item. Class. Genre. .cs. Public. Enum. The public, I think it's going to be static, right? Because Public Saturday. Okay, right, here we go. First thingamajiggy of the series is creating okie dokie. So excuse me, sorry, I'm just trying to. How do I hide the bookmark bar? Because it's none of your business, guys. Bookmarks list, show bookmark. No, I don't want to show the book. Hide. Hide bookmark. Yeah, guys, I kind of do know what I'm doing, believe it or not. It's not doing it. Right. Maybe I should make my own. Am I right? Right, so how to not train your dragon, how to define an enum C#. There we go. Right, now I just need to change the window to program and scene. No, I don't want to add a display capture. These won't be long. Media source, scene, text, video capture. Yeah, you know what? Why don't I just go to Visual Studio? This isn't looking good, is it, guys? Right, studio mode. See, we're all in together. It's not even showing Visual Studio, is it? What is it showing? What a palaver. Yeti mic, follower, webcam, Visual Studio. I'm on the programming scene. Has it gotten bugged again? There we go. Okay, cool. So we're back there with Visual Studio. I'm locking that. I'm going to keep it simple for the moment and not do any browser stuff for the moment because that's the way it's going to be for the moment. Because that is just too much hassle for the moment. Right, okay. Cookies, annoying. Right, enum. That's literally all it is. Enum. Control Shift K could be to arrange it all. Refactor. 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 Yeah, there was just this like really cool thing. What? Not Control Shift K to, you know, shuffle all this about to make it all rejigged, tidy, and formatted. That's the word I'm looking for. Annotation. No. Debug, test, analyze, code cleanup, tools, theme, command line, import, customize options, extension, window, build, project. Control K, Control D. I was half of that. Nice. Was there any change to that then? Who knows? But now we know Control D, Control K, Control D. Right, so it was literally just enum level. So enum genre. So I want, let's do horror, action, adventure, horror, action, adventure, platformer, retro, first person shooter. We'll just do FPS. Excuse me, RPG. Any others? See, oh yeah, well I need to, yeah, so I was going to say chuck it in chat, but nobody in chat that I'm aware of. Anyway, okay, cool. So leave a comment if you want more genres, if I missed anything out. Indie, and then we'll call it that. Call Coolio, so genre. So that's our enum done. Save that game, save genre. Using enums. That is correct. We are using enums, or using an enum from there. Genre. So this is, don't need that. Oh, I wanted that. Control Shift Tab does not work on Visual Studio. Okay, cool. So what was the issue with that? So it's namespace doesn't need to be public. Inconsistent accessibility. Property type genre is less accessible than property game genre. Game.genre public. So I do not want to put this in the same folder as models, because then that enums are going to be used by everything else everywhere. Well, by things everywhere else. Yeah, I'm happy with enums being in there. Maybe it needs to be. I was going to say maybe this needs to be one level up in the same level of the hierarchy. Why don't I just Google it? So genre. Of course, opens up. Public class, public. Inconsistent accessibility property type is less accessible than property. A public construct must return a publicly accessible object for more information. Okay, cool. So what about? Yeah, that's not gonna like public horror. Yeah, no. So what did page have? Can have the enum inside a class. I don't like that though. Yeah, everywhere it's just got enum, genre, brackets, voices. Okay, cool. So a public construct must return a publicly accessible object. Cool. Don't know what the construct is, but enum, publicly accessible object. But we'll make it public here just to make sure. It would tell us if it's not necessary, wouldn't it? Yeah, not like okay. Hang on, we had that before, surely. Don't give me that nonsense. What? Am I going crazy? I'm sure I had public enum earlier. I mean, the PC, yeah, Visual Studio could keep up with that, surely. Oh, man, that's going in a short, right? Speaking of, where is no pen and pen? And I'm going to be shocked at how long we've been on this stream. 28 minutes, and we've written 10 lines of code. 30 minutes, sus. One line of code every 3 minutes, which is shocking. So I want to 27 minutes. Fail. Maybe that's a fail, but maybe I think I need a reality check on that. Okay, right, game face, bro. What else? That I've miscontrolled you. Anyway, so what else? So game has a name, genre, CBA with a description. I want to vote on a game, so we need a public int vote. And get set. Name, genre, votes. Yeah, we'll keep it at that for the moment. Description. Do we want a description? Owned. As in, do I have it? So then we can, yeah, there we go. See, so public bool is right. Cool. So we got a nice range of data types here. So we've got string, genre, int, bool. I mean, we don't want to float or anything like that, do we? Oh, do we? What would a float be used for? I don't know. Anyway, and this here, I was going to say a democracy, but it's a dictatorship. I'm telling you what these are owned. What these are called. Nah, so if you don't like the names of some of my stuff, let me know. Make a pull request for it. Nah, we don't want to spend those time thinking what things are named back in industry. Oh, back in my time in industry. No, yeah. Too much discussions have been had about what things are named. Anyway, okay. So we've got the enum. No, we got the model of a game. So I mentioned Entity Framework Core. So we need to set that up. I want terminal. Pin that. Cool. Right. How do I set up Visual Studio? It has been a minute. I can't have said that. No, it's been a while. Proper English now. Okie dokie. So, Entity Framework Core. What is Kestrel? Imagine it's been deprecated. That would be a nightmare. That. Oh, I've jinxed it. I can't find it. Oh no. Oh no, has it gone missing? Oh no. Oh no. Product documentation, ASP.NET, Windows Server. Yeah, I'm just gonna go search for it now, okay? Entity Framework. It picks up eventually, guys. What about just tutorials and then? No, I'm yeah, I'm kind of too good for the tutorial, but I don't want to get Entity Framework. EF tools, EF runtime. Right, manage. Okay, cool. So we don't always do this. Like set up Entity Framework in a project. It's literally just once a project, and projects are huge. So it is rare. Okay, things change. Anyway, I found the command install package Entity Framework. So that's the NuGet package. We are developers, we're computer scientists, so we don't do fancy UIs from the NuGet package manager. We do stuff in the terminal. So yeah, that's fine. See, told you NuGet. It's not installed. That's fine. Oh wait, hold on. Don't have NuGet at all. Okay. Yes, I do. They wanted a capital Y, but this is what they're getting. What? Right, okay, I'm gonna have to use the. Hang on. So I got that in PowerShell. What is going on? Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna use NuGet Package Manager. Oh, Package Manager console. Okay. It's one thing after another, and it guys. Oh dear. We got there in the end. Installing the latest preview. No thanks. These things are too stressful anyway. Right. Okay, so we got there in the end. Great. So apparently we've got Entity Framework. Where do we go from here? Like I mentioned before, we go from the database up to the front end. And that also is helpful because I'm not sure which came first, that saying back to front or this thing, this scaffolding thing, as I'm going to show you now. Models, game, controllers, home. So what we're going to do is add scaffolded item, MVC controller with views using Entity Framework. That comes with read write. Yep, cool. So we've got game, DB context. Oh, shiver me timbers. No, I don't want to create a new one. Generate views, yep. Don't really have any script libraries, but whatever. Use a layout page. Yeah, we got what? Leave empty if it is set in the razor view start. Probably it is, but we'll get cross that thing where we get the games controller. Let's add. You know what, guys? I'll do it. We'll do it live, and then go from there. Any issues, you go from there. Do it live. Yeah, that's going on the highlight reel. Yeah. Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. Right. So public int ID. So we wanted a primary key. So for those that don't know, in a database, you have a table. So say you got a list of games and you got the name, genre, yada, 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 all the values like we had earlier. But there is no, to prevent duplicate records, we need a primary key. And that is a value in the database, that's a property that you can only have one of. So every record is technically unique. So that could be, the primary key could be one or more fields, but in this case, we're going to have ID. So public int ID, I don't know if there are any other modifier thingies. Anything before the name. Go in to make sure it's a primary key, or does it know it's primary key? Public static, I think. Let's take it off and then add it if there's an issue. Right, so save that, Control-Shift-S to save all. And while we're here, before we forget, views, home, shared, layout. I have not showed you what the application is like yet. Why don't we go for that first? HTTPS, go, maybe something about certificate E. I do trust it. Yep. Hosh reload. There we go, hot reload in a minute. So I want to do 35 minutes highlight. Okay, cool. We are here. Gotta change the window anyway. All right. Almost there, guys. I'm still here. Cool. This is the web application as it is at the moment. So we've got the homepage, privacy policy, whatever. Yep. Not really going to need that. I don't think. Got privacy again. There was something else. I can't remember what it was. I don't know. Register, login, register. Cool. We'll eventually get there. That would be cool. Didn't see that. Maybe you saw that video of Katy Perry on Ellen DeGeneres show. But no. Okay, so back to Visual Studio because we know what the page looks like now. And I'm back. Right, so there we go. That is the page. That's gonna be getting a change soon. That, if you guys saw the previous stream series of the static website development, this is where we came into the issue of a layout file where we can put part of that now, one thing at a time. We'll get there when we get to the front end stuff. Okay, cool. So we don't want that. We don't want views. We want game. Excuse me. Right. So home controller. Speaking of, just before I go anywhere, I would like. I think we need dbset comes afterwards. So if I do the migration thingy now, I think controller, not migration, scaffold, new scaffolded item, MVC controller with views using entity framework, so read right in there as well. So I want the model to be game. DB contacts is the only one there. Generate views, fine. Use layout page, yep, we've got that in there already. Layout. Cool. Right. Yeah, and here we go. So this is a big, beefy class. How many lines is this? Who knows? I don't have the line numbers here. 957. So all of that was generated pretty much automatically from what I have got set up elsewhere. So yeah, let's quickly break this down. So I want to remove the sort user ends. Boom, efficient. So in the controllers folder, we've got games and home. So home is what we saw earlier. Games is this new one that we made. So class, so we're using the contacts, the database contacts. That's where we done white stuff, which probably not good to put all in one. We'll get there eventually. No, it's not good to put it all in one. That's an intermediate thing. This at the moment is just beginner. Anyway, so contacts, we got index. So that's the main page for it. That's just viewing in a way. So return view, await because it is synchronous or asynchronous, where we just get all threading and stuff like that. Anyway, that's another thing. So context, yep, database. So go to the database, get all the games, list them. That is going into the view. So if you put control click, maybe was it this one? There we go. Yeah, see. Anyway, so on the index, in the view is expecting a list of games, which is all of them. So now this is a get. So get, we're returning an actual result, which is that view. So public async task, actual result, details. So int ID. So yeah, see, remember that primary key we had earlier? That is what we're going to get search and delete stuff from. We'll see that now. So if we put in an ID of null, then it's just not found, because that's like good. That's good practice. That's safety checking there. It's good practice. Or what we can do is not have a nullable ID. I think that's better. But can we even do that? No, because we want error handling. So it's probably best to keep that in, especially if the framework suggests it, right? So return the not found page. We have one of them. Don't know what that looks like. Maybe we'll test it out. So, but if it is not null, get the game, the context, go to database, go to game, get the first or default. I think default is like the only one there. No, I can't remember what first or default does. Right, so actually, yeah, cool. Asynchronously returns the first element of a sequence that satisfies a specified condition or a default value if no such element is found. The default might just be empty if there is none, which it would be, yeah. If it's not found, then not none. Then not any. Yeah, and see, we've got to use await. It's an asynchronous thing. But if the game returned, because it was returning the game object, if that's null, the return not found. So that's, again, good practice, good safety thing. Safety checking, and we're returning the game inside the game view, which is going to be the details view. We'll get there in a minute. Create, and return the create view page, which then calls this. So on the create page, so that returns a create page, or create, or like a pop-up, whatever. And then when you send it, so notice that that's a get, that's a post. This is this data annotation HTTP post. Could you have get on? Well, apparently you don't need it. So HTTP post, that says that we post information here, we give it information, and then get is we get information. So what's an index? Is that get? Yeah, get. Okay, cool. Even though it might not be returning anything. Oh no, we are returning the entire list. So given the information of these are the properties of the game that we defined earlier. So if the model state is valid, so I think that is a good, it's a library, I think, where it just checks if it's all cool, it's all Gucci. So I think like the data types match up. Yeah. So instead of writing all these manual checks, use the library. So so in the database, add that game that we know is safe. Well, it should be safe ideally. And then save the changes once they've been added. Again, await, asynchronize, return, redirect action, name of index. I can't remember. Oh yeah, so take us to this function here. So call this action. Yeah, action. Yeah, gotta be. Cool. So go back to the list of all of them. So we can always change that to somewhere else if we want it to go somewhere else. But if it's not valid, take them back to the create page. Maybe that's where it would highlight any issues. Who knows? Edit, basically what says that could be an update or a put. Oh no, so that's going to the page, similar to the create, that's going to an edit page where it just loads of data, loads game, find. How was that two details? This or default. And then we got find. What's the difference? Find an entity with a given primary key values. If an entity, who knows? Who knows? That's extra reading, guys. Oh yeah, pay attention to that as well. I'm gonna go ahead and copy that. So yeah, that's a get request. This as well. Some of you might already know. Some of you may have figured it out, but if not, no worries. We'll get there. Remember that though. So return not found. If it's not found, return the game to edit, and then this is the send. So it's similar to the create, load a view, post the changes or the creation, delete. Yeah, pretty much. That's, does what it says. So this is the check. So delete, we give them the game as long as there is actually a game with the ID. It gets it first. Looks like there's delete confirmed. Cool. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. We just blitz through that kind of. Let's find out what that is like. So I'm going to watch me finesse this now. Oh. Okay, cool. So you guys should recognize this. You guys should also recognize that. So games, edit. So out of all the games, we're going to edit the game with ID 5. There we go. Oh, okay, cool. So I was not expecting that. Obviously, I was expecting. Some of you might think, or realize, well, there is no game 5. That's not going to like it. So we'll return. Can't remember the error code off the top of my head. Maybe a 404, but not found. But yeah, the view from what we saw earlier. So applying exist. Oh, yeah. So I need to apply migrations. Rookie mistake. What is also a rookie mistake is closing the window before you switch back to Visual Studio. Now I've done this. No. Right, so VS window. There we go. Go off Studio. Okay, so to apply migrations, I just type it in. I'm going to do a message as well. So let's go back to my web browser, get Entity Framework ready, install package, work with DB contacts, understand relationship async, configuration, apply migrations. You know what? Oh dear, maybe I should have updated the database before. No. That's it, yeah. Database. Context. Already done. Already done. That is new. That doesn't look great, but it does look great at the same time. Okay. Okay, cool. This looks cool, so I'm going to chuck this in as well. This is a little bonus. PowerShell. I'm looking at documentation, guys. Okay. Create the database, but it is created though, right? I just want to get the database up and running, man. Program.cs. Get to that later. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna chuck this in anyway because there's no mention of DB contacts and programmers there. Yeah, so have I missed a step? Because I'm getting this on documentation and they've got it as a thingamajiggy. But well, the app's loaded. That is strange. So, went to the yes. Ah, cool. So, gonna add video capture. No, you'll see window capture. Yeah, window capture, that's the one. So how about we call this one browser? Okay, so I want to select Edge. There we go. See, great. But this is gonna go. Yeah, I'm getting good at this now. Right. So yeah, let's go back to the home. All right, so we're at the home. I'm gonna comment that out in the view because I would like to use that as a quick access. No, we'll leave it here because it's not meant to look all snazzy straight away. I'm gonna keep that there. Anyway, so home privacy, like we had earlier, except games. Games. See? So database is now ready. Hope. So this is, like we said earlier, the games, and that goes to, that's in the games controller. So games, it's games called game. Don't need models, don't need enums, don't need data. We want the games controller. So controller is the suffix, games, or the prefix or whatever, so games. So drop the controller, right? Notice how Visual Studio has just added plural, made the model plural and added controller on, right? So we got the game model, so then games controller, so that controls all the games. So drop that, that's part of the path. So that's there. And then details is the action. That is the ID. So games controller or games model, details, action, ID there. So I copy and pasted that earlier. Oh, there we go. So see games. So games there listed all the details. Oh no, sorry, this is the index. So index is just implicit. So you don't need to explicitly define it or put it in the URL. See, it's just the same thing. So you don't need to put it in. Basically, if I put details 5, we don't have any games in there at the moment. See, so details 5. That's fair enough. HTTP error 404. We don't have a 404 page yet designed for that. If I take that 5 away, yeah. See, okay, cool. How about create? So we know that there's 2 create actions. We got the create the form that I mentioned earlier, and then we've got the create action, the doing thing, you know. Anyway, so name. So we want. I don't want this here. How about I just create showing the world my GP surgery. Anyway, so name of the game. What did we play recently? We played Chivalry 2. Genre, action. Right. Drop down list. Yeah, there we go. Votes. Because it's an amazing game. Yes, I do own it. So genre, like I said before, when we sometimes when we pass something, when we want to show the view, we need to pass it information. And the same as taking information. So we'll get that there in a minute. So if we try to create this, genre fields are required, see? So that's not good. So we need to fix that before we can create. We don't have any in here. So let's close this. Go back to Visual Studio. Nice. Whew. Right. So return a list of the games, right? Details. Nope. Don't have any games with details. So we want to create. So we return the view. which is that form. But I want to give them the list of the, so we just go straight to the view. Right, so that was control click onto that then. Not interested in the output at the moment, but still there, good. Cool. Right, so this is the CSHTML. Oh, it's not. Right, let's just try that again. So control click. Right, so it's not. Okay, that's fine. I thought, no, that definitely was the case once upon a time. Or is it the type of, it's got something to do with raw returning out results, so I can't. Anyway, gotta do the old-fashioned way. Yeah, once upon a time that was a thing. So games create form. So a model, put in a game model. It's a throwback and a half. Display for. So that this is what does the labels. So display for, and then validation partial. Gee, wow. Okay, yeah, this is a lot. A lot of this is built in already. Okay. Built-in validation, which is great. ASP4 name, class control, form control, validation for name. So yeah, notice how that's in the model. So that's obviously not HTML. String.game.name. Obviously, this isn't kinda HTML, you know? Yeah, so that obviously isn't HTML. That is the HTML word, though, obviously. So this is CSHTML. So C# HTML. So C# and HTML. Maybe it's not a good idea to blend the two, or blend two languages together, but clearly this works out really well. So yeah, there we go. So form group, I want that genre. There we go. So it's a select. How do I put all of the selects in there? How to populate a select item CSHTML. It has been a while. Right, so how to populate a select element from model CSHTML. How to set the value of a select element's selected property. We'll get there eventually. Select list and erase the pages form. Well, it knows it's from an enum. I could add them or manually, you know, so with what looks of it in between the select. So I could add them manually, like with option yada yada yada. But what I've just seen, so I've seen all this like option here, which isn't good because it should be dynamic really. So I want to do a for loop. Yep, for loop. Each genre in enum.genre. You know what? Let's just try it out. Probably not right. So for each genre in enum.genre. Oh, that's going straight to there, isn't it? Game.genre. Yeah, I want to reference the game that's passed in. Oh. Oh, maybe I don't need that. Julio. So for each model and genre. Right. Oh, I gotta be getting somewhere, right? No. Right. So in Stack Overflow. Yeah, okay, now go on to how to get data from an HTML form to ASP.NET. No. It has been a while. I am reluctant to go to ChatGPT. But it's tempting. Right. Not that create, the other create view. So create view with game. I want to give that game object, then just chuck out. Or do I finish this off? In expected CSHTML for each loop. I'd like for each. Okay, cool. So for each, not var, const. Okay. So this is pretty much what we had before, but I didn't like it. For each statement cannot operate on variables of type genre because genre does not contain a public instance or extension definition for get enumerator. Yeah, that's fair enough. So we can't create a variable of it because that. But we need that. Yeah, was anyone in chat Feel free to give me a hand, guys. Right. So we are in CSHTML. Select element. Display enum. Mm-hmm. No way. Okay, cool. So we got the stream companion back. We've got the VIP here in the room. She has made it 2 streams in a row. Here she is. I do not know how we are looking because I've got Stack Overflow up. So excuse me, Kitty. How are you doing? You okay? So we have been partying hard all weekend. Oh yeah, I hope we all had a good weekend. Here we go. Here's Kitty. You okay, Tabitha? Good, Kitty. She's been as good as gold. She always says she's a good kitty. Anyways, that's 2 out of 5 types of stream I think she's been in. She's been 2 for 2. 2 streams out of 2. She's a good kitty. Right. I have to put you back down. We are getting things going. Kinda. She paranoids. Okay, cool. Are you ready to go? And you've got food. I made sure of that. Okie dokie. So we were on a roll. Or we will be at least. When was that answer given? Oh no, 2016. Give it a go. Right. Excuse me, no. She can't rip up the carpet. No way. What are you doing? No, I need that. She is destroying my room. Please stop. Please stop. What are you doing? You're wild. Okay, so all right, I'll try the first one, which is at.html. So this at there is for C# in CSHTML. Enum drop down list. Okay. So let's change the select list now. Right. Get enum select list. So what is it expecting bottom where? So select list item. Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, this is not as exciting as Shiv or GTA. And I'm going to need to add data annotations to the enum. Okay, cool. Okay, is it because I need to import something? No, I can't import stuff. It's CSHTML. I'm gonna shamelessly nick this. Yeah, maybe getting an enum was a bad idea. Wow, okay, why don't I just move on? Okay. How did we have it before? It was just, I'm in here. I want to go to enums. There. So one above views. Can't use that there, surely. See? Cool, it recognizes it. Yeah, it doesn't look like that, does it? Boom. Excuse me. Right, we got there in the end. That's something. Right, you know what? I'm just gonna give it a go and find out. Okay. Then we'll get on to some more exciting stuff in a minute. Try out the create. Oh my goodness, it works. It works. I'm just gonna stack up all the excitement and show you guys next time. Actually, no, I'm gonna make a game now. Mm, it's not working. Don't know why it's not working now. there we go. See, right. So I was here, homepage, name. Yeah, recognize that, select the genre. Right. So name, we want Chivalry 2. Select the genre, and here we go. Right. So we're gonna go for an action. Votes. That's awesome. And yes, I do own it. There we go. There we go. See, so there's games. This is the index. Let's relate them all. Can we change it? No, we can't. Votes, action. There we go. So this is partly why I've got the user accounts, because I don't want everyone to be editing and deleting stuff. So there we go with the details. That was crazy. So for all of that enum stuff, just for this drop down. So select the genre for Stu DHA and niche. Select the genre, votes, because I'm modest. No, I'm not owned. There we go. Wow. Yeah, so it's done a lot of it has done a lot of data validation straight out the box. Or baked in. I don't know. I don't know, one of those fancy words, you know? Anyway, okay, cool. So right, it's picking up. Hopefully I haven't lost any viewers during all of that faff. I'm gonna go find out. If I mute this tab and I'll see how we're doing. Mute site. 2 views. Okay, cool. That might just be me and me in different browsers. Okay, yeah, 2 views, probably me. Okay, anyway. So we've going through the ads. I'm gonna see how I look. Imagine I sound awful. I got a notification. Oh, cool. I got a comment. No. No. Thank you, Zayn Kian 80 for your comment 55 minutes ago. How long have I been doing this stream for now? Okay, cool. So about 40 minutes ago, an hour and a half already. What time is it? 4:30. Okay, cool. Anyway, so oh well, you're gonna be on this page anyway, right? So eventually go down to the comments. Thanks for reaching out, pal. That's a lot of text, but no, thank you, but no, thank you. Right, okay, cool. So there we go. Edit details. Yes, edit that. Find out genre. Oh, see, so we got to change stuff up now. Or we could just load up the same form. Partial. We could partial it, see. But I think it'd be good just to have an application, like, yeah, it'd be good to whip it up and stuff. But anyway, delete that because that's not a game. Yeah, see the confirmation one, and there we go. Right, so for this programming scene, I want to be adding some more display capture. SSMS, if you know, you know. Definitely not display capture. Delete. Right, this isn't OBS Studio. We're doing Visual Studio. Okay, so we'll time box it. We're gonna do bunch of cool stuff now, optimize it in the future, but just have a video of just optimizing everything, or make a to-do list or something. Right, okay, cool. So I want to be able to go to my home. Not everyone can say that. Right, views, home. Cool. So, yeah, some of you could probably recognize that because it's the homepage. So, right up in layout. Ugh. So we got controller home. That's the footer. I want the header, not the head. The header. There's a difference. Index home privacy. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that. Index, duplicate that twice. Maybe you can guess why. Because I'm going to do games. The games controller. Action. Index. Down here. Maybe you can create. Boom. Right. Not even going to look. Got the autos. Yeah, I made a mistake. Thought it was being too fast, too fancy. So this is all games create. Boom. Okay, cool. So we have got games going. Excuse me. I'm gonna go until I want to stop. It's kind of getting not getting dark, but cloudy. And I would like to get some fresh air. Don't forget, boys and girls, it's important to take breaks when you're doing stuff like this. Stay hydrated. Right. Hold up. I haven't. Install packages. I haven't done any migrations yet. So applying migrations is basically so changes done to the model or creations or any amendments or creations or deletions of a model or models. You need to apply the migrate. That's the migration. So you need to apply that to I don't know what the database, and then update database is put in all of those changes. onto the actual database. I don't know the definitions. It's been a while, but basically, WTF am I doing? Haven't done any updates to the database. Haven't done any migrations, and yet it works. So maybe what I copied into program did it. No, that just makes sure it's created. You know what? If it's not broke, don't break it. Wow, okay, cool. So we can make games, we can CRUD games, create, read, update, delete games. Where is I going? You know, this might be a good time to stop it. To, you know, boom, 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 boom. So like next stream, next week, we could add in more of the front end, do some front end development. This was more back end stuff. After that, then, I'm going to do a lot of the, DevOps stuff off stream because sensitive data and all that stuff, you know, like it's nobody's business really. Finding out some of the DevOps setup regarding version control and Azure subscriptions, resource groups, and app services and all that stuff. Yeah, nobody's business. So we got a games controller. What else do we want? So we got like a bulk of it done. Obviously, loads of stuff needs to be polished off regarding data annotations, data validation, and then we've got user accounts. It costs to put a web application with a database on Azure, but we'll figure that out later. Another create.html. You know what? Let's make it 2 hours. So we've got the create here with the select list. Copy that. Put it in edit. Took me a while then. On the right track. So, okay. I thought that wasn't gonna go away then. Control KD. Don't know what happened there. Never mind. Okay, cool. So we've got the edit. We've got create. So for game, I can set this to 0. The default value. Wait, hey, do I still have it? Maybe I do. Right, so 0, but it can be negative. So name, ID is required, primary key. I think that's when you add it to a database, that's done automatically. Could make it GUID, but let's just stick with an int for the moment. So GUID is a generative user ID, unique ID, generated unique ID, I think. So it's just like one of those big 16-digit numbers or whatever. So we got that. So that's required. Oh wow, cool. So that's required string name. Yeah, there's not much more you can do to that. So that's required as well, genre. I want to be making them without it. But I think that's already done in the front. Yeah. So although it's required on the front end, like you saw earlier in the stream, it is good practice to put it in checks everywhere. Don't just rely on the front end. Although it was done in the middleware, wasn't it? Brilliant, yeah. So there's the 3 layers there. So we've got the, well, I don't know. Yeah, so in JavaScript, we could do it, validation there, but people could bypass that. In the middleware, and it was done in the controller, I think that's handled in the model state dot is valid. And then now we've got the database validation kinda. So it should throw an error if like an empty value has gone through to where it's writing in the database. I hope. But because that is selectable, votes are writable. Yeah, I'll just stick required on it anyway. We can figure out if it's not eventually. Yeah, it'll be nice for the spell. Well, that's only yes or no. It can never really be no. Okie dokie, we are looking good on the game. Oh, cool. Here's a bonus, right? So, model view controller. So controllers are built from models, right? And a model. So controllers are built from, can be built. Hang on. Controllers can be scaffolded from a model, and a model is an entity. So, like a single entity, so like singular, not plural. So in our case, it's game, not games. And then when you scaffold a controller, it makes that model plural and adds controller on. So games controller, because you handle one game or more, so multiple games ideally. But what happens if you put a name that's both singular and plural, like sheep or Pokemon? So why don't we find that out now? So we're gonna make a controller. No, yeah, we're gonna make a controller based off of a Pokemon model, but I can't find my models. There we go. So models. Add class Pokemon.cs. Add that. So does it look finished models? Class Pokemon. So Pokemon has, we're gonna have to do an ID, like it's got there. Public string name. Wow, this telesense is amazing. ID name, no description, but we want a public int HP health points get set. Public int speed. Yeah, no, we're gonna keep it simple now. So public string type. I mean, there aren't going to be any Pokemon in this application. This is just for demo purposes. That could be an enum. Save. So what am I going to do? Controllers, add, no, scaffold controller. So controllers, add new scaffolded item. So I want an MVC controller with using Entity Framework. Add model class Pokemon. So maybe sheep would be better. Would have been better because that's an actual English word. Rather than Pokemon. Is English pocket monsters shortened down? Anyway, well, I'm gonna put it through its paces. You know, let's challenge this multi-billion-dollar company, Microsoft, to see if they got this done. Ah, there we go. Pokemon's controller. It doesn't handle it. Okay, so if I cancel that, delete Pokemon. Yes. Okay, so how about we do models and class sheep.cs. So sheep. It's a model in it. Sheep.cs in models. This is sheep on ID. Right, so public int ID. What is going on? What have I messed up now? I haven't messed up anything, have I? Excuse me. Right, so I want get set, public int ID, public string name, public description. Yeah, okay, cool. Anyway, so we got the basic stuff like that. Okay, cool. Save. Controllers, add new scaffolded item, use. Oh, okay. Oh no, I haven't selected model yet. Thought it had panicked. Right, something's not right here because of. Oh, there's my sheep. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, cool. So it recognizes sheep, probably because it's an English word. Pokemon doesn't recognize because it's not a proper English word. It's the slang, which is shortened language, believe it or not. So slang is slang, shortened language. Anyway, so Pokemon is slang. Pocket Monsters, no, so it's just short. Anyway, so Visual Studio knows that sheep is both plural and singular. So therefore it doesn't add sheep. How am I going to put that in a short? No, anyway. So MVC controller with views. Using anti. Right. I'm not going crazy, am I? So Visual Studio MVC.NET knows when an English word is plural and singular. Don't add a sheep controller. What do we want to do it for the meme? The laws. What are the singular and plural words are there? You can try it. Nouns. That's the word I want. So we got dog, book, singular, plural, dogs, cook, books, girls, cities. Ooh, what about cactus? Cactus is a good one. I like that. So if I do model, rename, cactus. Yes. Cactus. How is that going to work? When we scaffold the controller because it's not cactuses, it's cacti. You learn something. Or is it going to add ES, or is it going to change it to I, or is it just going to be cactus controller? Cactus controller would still be good, right? It's acceptable. It's got to be. Okay, that's cool. Not sheep. How about octopus? Octopuses, is that actually a word? Oh, it actually is. It actually is a word, so it's not octopi. Yeah, that's not a word either. That's not a word. That's not a word. But octopuses is a word. Okay, cool. So it's added that. But what is geese, goose, mouses, or mice? Oh, that's a good one. How about mouse? Mouse. Let's do mouse. So last one, and then we'll wrap it up. Oh, wow. Wow. That is impressive. I am impressed by that. Good job, Visual Studio. Well played, Microsoft. I am not even mad. That is good. I'm not trying to trick it. I'm just trying to test it. Good job. Fair play. That is very impressive. Always wanted to know that. Been talking to colleagues about it before. And now you know. And now I'm broadcasting it to the world. So, on that bombshell. Actually, yeah, excuse me. I am just going to see SQL Server Object Explorer because I would like to see what the database actually looks like. This is a cool tool for yep. Right, yeah, I want to see what the database looks like. Okay. Yes, we got the standard boilerplate stuff. Well, that's not game columns. No way is this doing it automatically. That's crazy. Right, I want to be able to sleep tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another model. Right, okay, cool. So we got games, we got all that good stuff. What other things do we want in here? Poll. Did I even say? So this is about games, this is about projects, it's about just chatting. So yeah, we'll just do a poll at the moment, and then that'll be something good for in the future models. Game mouse. We do not want mice anymore. Yes. Okay, so models, add class poll.cs class. So public class poll. Public int ID. Yep, cool. So IntelliSense has got stuff together now. Public string name. Description. Yep, that's cool. We want type. No. But we want public int votes. Again. So what we're polling, I don't know. So name. Yeah, anyway, yeah, we'll get there eventually. So basically what I want to do is I want to test out if this entity framework stuff is working. So save is required. That is not required. That is going to be nullable. Votes. Data annotations. I can't remember what the annotations are. But I had them earlier, didn't I? So this, don't think we'll do it automatically. Application DB context. Yeah, see, so database context, all of this jazz. I can't remember what goes in there. Some stuff does go in here, I think. So we've got sets. So we've got sets of model Yeah, we've got sets of model. Yeah, basically, we've got sets of stuff. We've got a set of games, which we can get set. Something is not default. I don't know what that exclamation mark is. I don't think I recognize it. But no, we don't have. We're not adding the game of games. We're not adding a set of games. We're adding a set of polls. There we go. So poll. So when we eventually create a controller for that, notice how. So context is that application DB context. Game, the set of games, and then to list. And then the same with context game, all that. But in an ideal world, we'd be making an application that doesn't do all of this read, write, all this CRUD stuff in the controller. I mean, kind of does, kind of doesn't. You'd have, what I'm trying to say is you would have extra layers between the middleware, and the database. Because good practice. We'll get into that more another time if we ever do. Like I said, that's an ideal world. How about I run? Oh, no. I don't want to run it. I want to scaffold the controller. But while I'm here, why don't I try and go to polls? Well, it is, yeah, there's no controller. So, yeah. Anyway, so save controllers, add new scaffolded item. Cool. Model class poll. Why was genre there? It's not model. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's just a random class. You can do anything. Anyway, so does it look like a niche? Application DB context. Use. How are we looking? We are 2 hours in. That's cool. And I forgot to put down when I did all that controller shenanigan. Never mind. Okay, cool. So we've got the polls controller, polls details, polls create. I'm going to add that. We'll append that at the end, the URL. This is absolutely bonkers. How is this working, guys? How is this working? So, yeah, how's that working as well? How'd that switch just work? This is insane. Anyway, so poll. So what poll? Strip poll. Yeah, no, imagine that a stream where I just strip. That's not good. No. That's not good because I'll be doing it for free. I should be paid. Right. So a poll for a new game or a chatting subject. So let's do next chatting subject. So what shall we chat about next? Votes. And it's gonna start. It should start with 0. Often we get to the front end stuff. Eventually create vote fields required. Front end, put it to 0. 0. Okay, so how this happened before, you guys recognize that, yeah? So apply migrations in Visual Studio, you can use the package manager console to apply pending migrations to the database. Yeah, cool. So migrations first, then update database. But because I tried to do apply migrations earlier, it didn't work. I'm gonna press it. Oh, get a grip. I want to see what that actually does. Button ID, apply migrations, on click. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not following all of that. From the command line, okay, cool. Okay. That was terminal though, right? Hold on, it's not case sensitive, is it? Because sorry guys. So basically I've been putting apply migrations in and it's not been working. But it is case sensitive. I've tried. So what about update database? Apply migrations. How do you even create the migration? See? Create table users, roles, claims, logins, user roles, tokens, drop table, create index. Game in there. No, okay, cool. This is crazy. Okay, cool. So how do so I've done poll. Yeah, I'm gonna run it again. Click on that. Okay, so I'm on this error screen, right? Internal server error, apply migrations, created schema, context. I've clicked on apply migrations, now it's doing something. An error occurred, apply migrations, try applying them from the command line. In Visual Studio, you can use Package Manager console to apply pending migrations to the database, PM update database. How to apply migrations, Visual Studio. This is so dumb. So the Entity Framework has changed how they do migrations by the look of it. So I need .NET EF migrations add initial create. It's not the initial migration. So this is in .NET Core CLI or Visual Studio. It's been so long. The last time I did this was 2022. Yeah, about 3 years ago. So I stopped using Entity Framework at the start of 2022, early February. So 3 years minus 1 month. that's 35 months. Anyway, so it's not apply migrations. It's not update database. It's add migrations. And that's in Visual Studio PowerShell. Package Manager console should be fine as well, but doing a PowerShell. So add migration. Poll create polls model. Yeah, I even said it earlier. Case sensitive. Okay. Install the EF core command line tool. Tools. Okay. Okay, yeah, so it's a bit of a skill reading documentation. Or it's a bit of a skill just skimming through stuff and getting what you need. Okay. There we go. That's what I wanted. They promised a nice little picture, but they didn't promise colors. Entity framework of the unicorn. Coolio. Okay, let's try add migration again. As it turns out, what I've just done isn't even. Oh my great! Oh what? Isn't even full migrations. Ugh. This is for it, apparently. What? Okay. I was in PowerShell. No, it does need to be in Package Manager console. What did I just do? I just put install package EF core tools, install package EF core tools. That's installing them. What? Oh. What has just happened? Okay, that's strange. Well, okay, cool. So add migration, not working there. That was in PowerShell. Package Manager console. Cool. Okay, both. Okay. Build started, build succeeded, unable to create a DB context of type or runtime type. Exception method, get, block, release, behavior, and type. Okay. Well, we're not in the database right now. I should have just done a tutorial. Okay, so DB context and dependency injection, but I think that's already done because we're getting contacts from the controllers. Bar connection string. Bar connection string, build a configuration, get connection string. Yeah, okay, cool, that's in there. Builder services, DB context. Builder services, add DB context. Connection string. Application DB context. Yep, cool. Context options. So I'm looking at the documentation right now. Application DB controllers. Yep. Application DB context. Yeah. So they've got protected override void on configuring. DB context, it can be structured. Oh, I don't want to really create DB context. I don't want to override anything like that. This panel space connection. Stranger in the DB context. No. Use a DB context factory. That might be what I want eventually. How about I just do. Okay, why don't I do. Okay, how about update database? Wait, what? Okay. So, issue with DB context. In package manager console. What have I done? You know what? Why don't we just pack it in here? Maybe come back to it next time because there's loads of stuff to do. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I will. Should have added it to. Should have added it to Vision Control earlier before I messed it up. But it's fine. It's all good. It's code. It's all Gucci. So we're running almost 2.5 hours, and I am shattered. I'm gonna sleep all tonight. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to the first in the stream. First in the stream series, even. After the great reset, the big reset. So it is now almost 4:30. Trump's going to be inaugurated in 36 minutes, apparently, or the start of it is. I'm not counting. But anyway, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you learned something. If you didn't, I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, that was a lot more boring. There was a lot more setup than I thought was that would be in here. But as it turns out, I'm very rusty, so we've been oiling up, greasing up the cogs and the wheels. But I think we learned a lot. I hope. So all the best, everyone. Have a good evening, and I'll be playing goodness knows what tomorrow. I haven't even figured that out. So busy, it's crazy. But anyway, have a good evening. Have a good week if you don't tune in, but it's up to you. Drop a follow, drop a comment, drop a like, whatever it is. See you in the next one. Bye.